Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we got a Wednesday show, but we're switching it up because of Thanksgiving. So this is normally our Thursday show. You got some listener questions and point spreads. We're going to do it today because, we got 3 games on Thanksgiving, so we got to get some stuff in for that. We got a few listener questions, so we'll go over all that, maybe a little bit of news. But before we do that, make sure you guys go check us out on Twitter at the FF Prophet or Instagram, Fantasy Football Prophet. You can go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/fantasyfootballprophet. Check us out on the website, fantasyfootballprophet.com, where you can see all our rankings and all that good stuff for the week. So we'll just jump into the episode. Do my intro. Now it's time to go. I feel like we're a little behind on this because we didn't talk. We did our other episode on Monday, late Sunday. We should say something about that Rams-Chiefs game and how just ridiculous that was. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like if that's what football becomes, man, where fantasy football is going to get a lot crazier. So.
Yeah, you'd be putting up huge scores,
right? That was just something, man. Like,
it was almost beyond like arcade-ish.
Yeah, it didn't even feel real.
Like, I don't think I could recreate that playing Madden.
It's like they completely the coaches, I think, even got like into it because what happened to Todd Gurley? It wasn't like he was playing bad. Todd Gurley doesn't score a touchdown in a 54-51 game. How crazy is that?
Nah, I think, didn't they say something about he had like a toe injury? He still had 70 yards or something.
Man, it was nuts. And
it was nuts.
It shows like Tyreek Hill, ridiculous. But he's either average or he's just insane in this score. Like, he's had a lot of those, like you talked about, a lot of games below 10 points in standard. And then he has these games that are just, the guy's you just can't be stopped.
Which offense were you most impressed by?
Probably, I think the Chiefs' offense is better.
Yeah. Obviously, Goff proved a ton, right? I mean, that offense definitely was amazing. But I think the fact that we know KC's defense can be spotty at best, the Rams have a ton of studs on that defense. Like, they really do. Their defense should be very, very good. And Kansas City came in and just dismantled it.
Yeah.
Mahomes had many of times. He did throw, 3 picks?
He had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, 5.
I mean, 3 picks and 2 fumbles.
Both of them had 2 fumbles, yeah. But at the same time, he looked so composed the entire time. Like, it didn't really faze him.
Until the end when he threw picks.
Yeah, but even then, you're kind of forced to throw the ball. It wasn't, I don't even call them necessarily bad turnovers.
Yeah.
The fumbles or whatever. But the last 2, interceptions, I understand what he was trying to do.
Yeah. Yep. Just, man, those teams, them like along with the Saints are just different. They're just different offenses than the rest of the league right now.
Is there anyone else that you would throw in that discussion? Because those 3, obviously.
I don't think so.
Do you throw Pittsburgh in there? Do you throw?
No, because Pittsburgh does these games like they did where they, every once in a while, your Ben Roethlisberger is going to do nothing for a while. They pulled it out at the end. I don't think those other teams are capable of that. I think they're just too good. At least the Chiefs for sure. The Chiefs and the Saints, I think, are unstoppable. Rams, you can see how they could sometimes get, maybe not quite as high of a scoring game, but.
Well, I feel like I guess all of them are built for that, but I feel like with Gurley, you can be in a grind them out game.
They can do a different style.
I do think that they have the defense in order to do it as well, even though it did not show. I mean, if you're playing the Chiefs, it's going to be a high-scoring game no matter what. Those teams are just, they're just ridiculous. I don't even know.
You could just have your fantasy team could just be Chiefs and Rams and Chiefs, Rams, Saints, whatever. Just those 3 teams, you'd be doing really, really well.
You'd be doing amazing. You punt. I don't even know if you had enough of them. I don't even know if you would punt bye weeks because depending on who you had.
Yeah, it's just that was something. So then we get some. Well, actually, before the listener questions, sad to hear that OJ Howard's out for the year news.
I know, man.
He has such promise.
I'm taking out this year. I feel like I am taking it on the chin with some injuries. And I was just bitching about it to you. It's just I have to let it off my chest. Craig is we're doing very well in our leagues, right? I'm doing well. I'm enjoying my picks I've made.
Yeah, you've been good all year,
right? But I feel like Craig, and I'm watching this happen. Craig is peaking right now because he just had a crazy week last week where every single person hit. I think he had every single person except your kicker had a touchdown.
Yeah, counting my defense. Yeah,
it was stupid. It was stupid.
Everyone scored.
I'm watching that, and then I'm watching my teams, and it's even I have many, right? But at the same time, OJ Howard goes down. I had him on a ton of them. And then Kerryon Johnson gets hurt. We don't know what's going to end up with him. He was kind of holding my running back section together.
Yep.
I'm hitting all these bye weeks, and
I don't know.
I mean, I'm still good, but you really are, at this point, you're looking, who is the best team? Who am I going to have to play? And you look at that team, and even if there's one where you're like, I don't feel good about this, you start second guessing everything you've done. And that's what I'm starting to do, because I realize who I'm going to have to play in a lot of these, and I think I might have to play you in all three.
It's possible.
It's possible.
We could end up, So
it'll be very interesting.
Well, I'm looking too, like listener leagues here, Jeff. We're fighting for a playoff spot here.
I feel like
I'm looking. So you're running listener league 4, and it looks like
fighting my way back into that one.
You got in the listener league 4 in the East. You got some good teams. You're fourth place right now at 6-5. So we got the 2 division winners make it, and then you got 2 wild cards. So right now, the division winner is 9-2. We got, let's see, who is this? We got Owen, 9-2. He's gonna make it. Second place, you got Jeff Brooks, 8-3. Third place in that division is, let's see, who do we got here? We got Kevin, and he's 7-4. So those guys are pretty safe, it looks like, because then in the West, you got a tie. You got a 3-way tie for first at 6-5, and then Jeff, you're 6-5 in the other. So you're close. You can make it. You got 2 weeks. You can make it. But over in the West, you wish you were there. You'd be tied for first with the Windy City Kid. James is sitting first place right now, tied for first, along with.
I wish. I mean, it started off rough in that one, but I adjusted. I had to make a run.
Well, then Brad and Jessica are tied at 6-5 as well. So that's some interesting. You might make it. It's gonna be a battle though, for that one.
Speaking of, that's a Kerryon Johnson team.
That's the Kerryon Johnson one. Oh yeah, nice, huh?
Yep.
You got some.
Well, that was You
got to start Derrick Henry. It's kind of a.
Yeah.
I might as well give some listener league updates. So in listener league 3, I'll go backwards. We got Andy at 7-4 leading the East. You got John at 9-2 leading the West. But then you get 2 more spots for wild card, and you have 3 7-4 teams, all in the West. And then I'm sitting there at 6-5. So I'm, again, a game out just like you are. Game out of that playoff right now. And that's going to be,
we were hovering around 500 in a lot of those leagues for a long time.
Yeah, and it's a little frustrating. I have Tyreek Hill, such a great week last week for me, but now he's on bye. So then Listener League 2, I think we can skip Listener League 2. Sitting at 4-7. It wasn't a good one this year. So we got Famous Jones leading the East. You got, who do we got over there? We got Cheyenne leading the West at 8-3. So those teams are probably in along with the 8-3 team of Eugene. He has an 8-3 team. Those teams are all good. Then there's a bunch of teams fighting for that final spot. So I guess mathematically I still have a shot because I'm 4-7 and the next teams are 6-5, but likely, not likely. And then in Listener League 1, let's see. I'm sitting at 7-4, but again, I'm actually not guaranteed a spot. We got Nep Cruz leading the East, 8-3. In the West, you got Tyler Boone leading the West. And then we got 3 teams at 7-4. Myself, Alex, and Joe Flacco. He's sitting. So, yeah, we're got some good battles there in the Listener League. So we'll definitely update those, though, after we get to the playoffs and see who is going to have a shot at winning the belt. So I don't know if we're going to be able to keep it. I'm a little worried.
I don't think we are this year. You're taking a look at our rosters, and I was kind of like, oh, they're a lot different than the other ones I have.
Yeah, it was a little different. I say, I feel pretty good about in the Instagram experts league sitting good first place. The Twitter versus Instagram league sitting pretty good in that one as well. Brad Evans is leading that from Yahoo. He's first place right now, 1 game up, so got to pass him. And then just beat in the Scott Fishbowl. I just beat JJ Zachariason this past week. So
nice.
Gotta win there. Looking like I'm going to make the playoffs in that one. How are you faring?
Actually, I mean, that was the one that I was killed by injury, and I'm sure other people can,
injuries
side with me.
You.
So I lost my second overall pick and my third overall pick before the season started.
That's right.
So
rough.
Yeah, that's rough. So I've been trying to add people, and then I lost OJ Howard this past as well. I've had some injuries concerns, but I'm hovering around 500 in that one, and if I finish off strong, I have a shot at backdooring into the playoffs. But you pretty much have to have these last 2 weeks, or last week has to be really good.
Well, that'd be nice.
Not out of it though.
Yeah, you got a shot.
Yeah.
All right. How about some listener questions? We got Aiden. Yes. Should I trade Alvin Kamara, Kenny Galladay, and LaShawn McCoy for Michael Thomas and Melvin Gordon? I think I would.
Michael Thomas and Melvin Gordon for
basically Kamara and Galladay. McCoy's McCoy. I mean, Gordon Kamara kind of can be a wash to me.
Yeah, I'd rather have
I want Thomas over Galladay. Even though I like Galladay and he's going to be good, I still want Michael Thomas.
That is
it's a good trade. It's a very fair trade.
Yeah, obviously I like Michael Thomas better. It really depends on Galladay being the number one. Yeah, I guess I would go with the Gordon Thomas side. Even though I have a huge man crush on Kamara, I think that he might be better. But Melvin Gordon's getting all the touchdowns still, so why sweat it?
So here's another question just came in. I have Deshaun Watson right now, and he's been underachieving. Would you trade Traquan Smith for Ben Roethlisberger? Says, I just traded for Antonio Brown, so he has Antonio Brown's his number one and Julio Jones is his number two. So Traquan's playing a flex spot. He would replace Traquan with probably Taylor Gabriel, he says. But then Big Ben would become his quarterback over Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I kind of, in a weird way, I don't know if I want to because of Traquan, not knowing how good he could be. Maybe he's what he did last week. If that's the case, Taylor he's involved, but he's not as involved as he once was.
Yeah, and is Traquan a flex?
Yeah, he'd be a flex.
He's a flex. He's not a third wide receiver.
No, he'd be the flex. So it basically is the upgrade of Ben Roethlisberger over Deshaun Watson enough? And some people wouldn't even think it's an upgrade. I mean, Watson does struggle at times, but Ben Roethlisberger can struggle at times. But you do like the Big Ben to Antonio Brown connection, maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. I think it would have to do with the schedule because I think both of those guys are boom or bust candidates. So if we're looking at playoff run, so we're just looking at week 14, 15, 16. Big Ben is at Oakland, which I don't like him on the road, but at the same time it's Oakland, so that's good. At home in New England, so that's halfway decent, and then at New Orleans, which they're going to score a lot. You think they would have to throw,
yeah.
So I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. And Deshaun Watson has Indianapolis at the Jets at Philly. Yeah, I probably lean towards Roethlisberger. I like Traquan more than I like Gabriel, obviously, but I like Roethlisberger, his stretch better. So I probably would. Yeah.
We got Quentin. He says, listen here. I really don't want to bank on Fournette staying healthy and out of trouble the rest of the year. So yeah, he's injury prone. He can be. He said, so a guy in his league said he would, the trade he could get is he could get Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins, either one, whichever one you like more, and James Conner for Fournette and Antonio Brown. So you would trade away Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown. You'd get either Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, which one do you like better, and James Conner? If James Conner hadn't had his week he did last week where he kind of disappointed, I would be like probably much more likely to do it. Then the problem is, which one would you pick at wide receiver to take? I see. Okay, sometimes trades like this, I just want to stand pat. It's almost like I don't really get an upgrade in a way. It's pretty much an even trade, I feel like. I mean, Fournette is getting all the volume in the world.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Connor though gets quite a bit too.
Yeah, I mean but Connor will be.
He's been okay.
A little more up and down, right?
He's been better. He's been better. Better. Fournette hasn't been playing. He's been great all year. He just had one down week. I think I might want the Connor side. But
yeah, I mean, he is. It all depends on the flow of the game, right? And I would say the majority of the time he's going to be able to, but you really can bank on about anywhere from, I mean, he's going to get 20 carries like Fournette will. If he's healthy, he will get 20 carries. It's very highly likely that he gets a touchdown. And Antonio Brown is definitely safer than any of the other two. But I completely get your hesitation because if he goes down, you don't get anyone.
It's tough, man.
That is a very tough one. And it really is like if James Conner was coming off of a good week, I would say yes.
It's just you saw that what he could do, and you're like, ooh, it kind of worries you a little bit because you hadn't seen that in a while.
Then again, Jacksonville is kind of going to be out of it,
right?
Actually, no. I think
are they really gonna run Fournette into the ground when they don't need to?
I think maybe I would, and if I was going to do it, I'd be leaning towards yes, but I would have to do some more thinking. But I think I would take Adams over Hopkins right now. What do you think? I think he's just the safer play.
It's weird to say, but he's been putting up. I think he has been putting up like big numbers. Hopkins has been good, but
I mean both are very good. And I mean, I think Antonio Brown down the stretch is better.
I actually think
Adams are about the same.
I think I would take Adams actually. I know a lot of people are going to go Hopkins, but I think I might take Adams, and I think I'd take the deal because I think Connor is just better than Fournette right now. I think it's going to end that way. Yeah, not everyone's going to agree with that, but I think I would. I think I like the upside of Connor more right now.
Yeah, and that was a strange game. I mean, even think about Carolina. James Conner got only 13 carries, and he still managed 13 fantasy points, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the worry is like week 3 and 4, where he got under 10, and then this last week that could happen. But once again, he had the same exact schedule as Roethlisberger when we talked about, right? Oakland, New England, New Orleans. So I like the matchup. So yeah, I would.
Here's an interesting question from Luke on Instagram. He says, should I trade Michael Thomas for Sony Michel, Kerryon Johnson, Brandon Cooks, and Chris Carson?
All of them?
Okay, here's the issue.
What does your team look like if you can actually accept 4 players right now?
I can tell you. He would basically drop. He has players on his bench. Like he could, Mike Davis. He could drop like Crowell. He has 2 kickers right now.
Okay.
He has some guys. The thing is, I don't know what his record was after last. Okay, before last week, he was 5-5. So best he's 6-5. Here's the thing. Man, if you were guaranteed a playoff spot, maybe I'd think about it and need the running backs. But okay, because basically at running back, it would replace James Conner's his number 1. His number 2 is Alex Collins, and then Kenyon Drake, Isaiah Crowell. So he's hurting at the second running back spot.
Right.
That's why he's thinking of getting Sony Michel, Kerryon Johnson. But Kerryon Johnson, we might not see him.
True, but you get Sony.
So you get Sony, but the problem is Brandon Cooks doesn't play this week. And if you're hurting for a playoff spot, do you really want to lose Michael Thomas and not have Brandon Cooks in his place?
Right, but you do have Sony Michel instead of. I mean, depending on who. But
then at wide receiver, he would be stuck starting instead of starting Michael Thomas. And right now, it's Michael Thomas, Corey Davis, Sammy Watkins. He'd be stuck starting Corey Davis, Sammy Watkins, like Devin Funchess.
Jesus.
See, I can't do it if you're in a playoff run. I can't do it. You lose a week. There's only 2 weeks left. You got to win. You just got to win right now.
Yeah, I think you. Can you just spend all your cash on trying to get Gus Edwards?
Right. I mean, I think
that might be the better play.
I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can. You can lose that week. You can lose this week of not having a player out there because Brandon Cooks isn't playing this week. So I can't lose that week. The win's too valuable.
Well, okay. So say this: what if you're playing another what if you're playing like a last place team? You think you can get away with it? Do you think?
I don't think you can ever get away with it.
Do you think for the playoff stretch that is a smarter move to get those players? I don't know why that fourth one feels like such a throw-in. I don't know why
it doesn't necessarily to me because Carrion's hurt, so that might not even be an option. Sony Michel has what has he done so far since the injury came back? He hasn't done what he did before the injury. And Chris Carson had a solid week, but he's also been injury prone. He's been hurt. I don't think I can do it. If Brandon Cooks was playing this week, I probably would. But because he's not and you need the win, I can't do it. So I guess I'm just going to stay away. Keep Michael Thomas. Maybe it's not the smart move, but again, I wouldn't want to be starting Devin Funchess and Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, okay, so what if you can throw in a different wide receiver instead of Cooks? Or say you don't get Chris Carson and you get a different wide receiver that you can fill in.
Maybe. I guess I have to see what's out there. It just
I was going to say, I wouldn't take that trade, but it doesn't mean that I would be taking a trade.
You can try to do something with it. All right. How about Christian? He has a question here of who wins this trade. He would receive Patrick Mahomes and Jack Doyle, and he would trade away Carson Wentz and George Kittle. I think Mahomes. I just think Mahomes is too good.
Yeah, I think he's too good.
This is different. Even without the bye, I don't know his playoff situation, so it's different. Again, if you're making the playoffs right now, yeah, I want Mahomes. You know?
Yeah, I do too. And yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Mahomes is just
I'm
too
not going
good.
to panic about what just happened to Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Even if he returns to mid-20s, which is what I've come to expect out of him, even though he crushed me last week in a couple of mine, Mahomes is that much better. I mean, he is averaging over 30. Averaging. I think like 34 in some of our standard leagues. Kittle, yes, way better than Doyle. I mean,
he is.
It's not something I'm happy about I have to start Doyle.
I think Mahomes is good for 20 more points.
I do too. I think he's that much better.
So, SoCal Who Dat fan asks, should I drop Jordan Howard for Josh Adams? I like Josh Adams' potential, but it's not there yet. Even though Jordan Howard, I still can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do that either.
No, I mean, I think maybe it would end up turning out to be the right thing, but they haven't done that yet with Adams. They haven't given him the volume yet, and there's no guarantee they will.
Yeah, so. I mean, he only got 6.5 fantasy points last week, Howard, but he got 18 carries. I mean, he hasn't dropped below double-digit carries in any game yet, even though he hasn't produced the way I want him to. I think he's still the better option. So
Brock said, let's see here. Okay. He gets Dalvin Cook and Chris Carson, traded away T.Y. Hilton, Jalen Richard, and Royce Freeman. Who wins?
So you got rid of T.Y.
Basically. It's basically T.Y. for Cook and Carson. Normally, I think I would look at this trade and I like the Cook side, despite how he did nothing last week. I think, man.
I think it depends on what you need. But yeah, I think that if you needed running back help, I think that shored it up. And T.Y. is nice to have, but that offense does spread it around. He had a monster game. But I think he is a good wide receiver. I don't think he is, a game changer. Like if you're giving up a Hill, Thomas, something like that. So I'm okay with that. I think that is a fine trade. I think right now the only reason we look at it not in the best light is because T.Y. just had a huge game.
Yeah, I think
Cook just had a poor game. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
All right. Ready for some point spreads?
Let's do it.
All right. So point spreads, once again, brought to you by MyBookie. Go on MyBookie, use the promo code PROPHET, PROPHET. They'll match or give 50% of your deposit to bet on some games, which if you followed Jeff last week, you lost all your money. So
I like how I don't even know what I ended up with.
So if you followed Jeff's, if you would have lost a lot of money, but I'll tell you what that is in a second. But yeah, go on MyBookie. You can bet on all kinds of stuff. You can bet on the games. You can bet on all these games, for Thanksgiving. Give you some more fun sitting there watching Thanksgiving Days games and have some money on it too. I might be doing that. So I didn't have a good week last week. I thought the Rams would win it, but I got them at 3.5.
It was a lot of close games, and I think that screwed us over.
I bet them at 3.5, actually, because the line we got was 3.5 at the time, and I did it, and I thought they would win. They did win, but they won by 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I did pick the over, though. Like, that was the easiest over in the history. And even though that over was like the biggest over there was. Yeah, so go my bookie. You know, you can bet the games, bet the overs, the unders, shoot, bet some NBA. Still hard to bet NBA for me, but you can bet some NBA games. Check all that out at my bookie. Use promo code PROPHET. So Jeff, last week you were crawling, you were trying to get up to 500, and then you went 2-11.
Oh my God. Dude, all these, I mean, yeah, it's almost impossible to be that bad. I mean, like,
2-11.
That is incredible.
You're now 69-84-7 on the season.
God, I took a nosedive.
I went 5-8. It wasn't like I was much better. I went 5-8. I'm 78-75-7. But yeah, 2-11. That's our worst week we've had out of anybody so far. Whew. So as we go through this, remember, we're not don't listen to us maybe. So here we go. We got three games on Thanksgiving. It's going to start off as it always does with the Detroit game, which as Detroit fans, I guess we're kind of spoiled. We don't even realize it. Not everyone gets to watch their team on Thanksgiving, first game like we do, which doesn't always work out. Sometimes it's more frustration than not, except right now when I don't care anymore. I'm like, the Lions don't bother me anymore.
No, I mean, we did get a win.
I got a win.
A 1 point
if they
win.
lost, oh well, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm fine at that point. It's great, but they're playing against the Bears. The Bears are 4-point favorites. Lions on Thanksgiving, though. Come on, it's Lions Thanksgiving. They win this game.
I know, I'm taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Lions. It's Lions on Thanksgiving. Lions Thanksgiving. They're going to win this thing.
I'm trying to. I gotta play it smart this time around. No, I took too many liberties last time.
Lions on Thanksgiving. They got this. And then, as always, Dallas is in the second game. Washington at Dallas. Crazy how quickly this has turned in just a couple weeks. Dallas is 7.5-point favorites. I mean, now Washington doesn't have Alex Smith, obviously. It's just if you would have thought right after Dallas went on, was it Monday night or Sunday? I don't remember. It was Sunday night game or Monday night game, whatever it was, where they lost to Tennessee by 2 touchdowns. They thought they were just done, and all of a sudden now they're 7.5-point favorites over the Redskins. So
7.5.
Yep, it's a lot. You know, I'm going Washington because I think Colt McCoy might be better than people are giving him credit. I don't think he's going to be that bad.
I don't either, but I feel like they're just...
And they can just lose by a field goal. I'm fine with it. 7.5 is a lot for a Dallas Cowboys team.
It is a lot.
I don't think Dallas just gets... I don't know. This might be Vegas just trying to mess with us and mess with Dallas Cowboy fans.
I'm with you. They've only had one game where they've won by over 7.5. So yeah, I go Washington.
And then the Thanksgiving night game, it's Atlanta at New Orleans. New Orleans, 13-point favorites against the Falcons. Saints have just been rolling, but
13.
I guess, you know, I'm just going to go Saints because they've been so good. Falcons really haven't been good. Falcons have it in them, though. The Falcons are a weird team where they don't have a good record, but you know they can go and pull off a win here, no problem. If they had to, and they could finish within 13. But I'm still going Saints. They've been so good.
I'm trying to. Can you tell I'm taking this so seriously?
you can't go 2-11 again.
I can't. I'm going to go Atlanta on this one.
Yeah, I think it's just too many points.
I really killed myself last week. All the points.
And so then we get to Sunday, and it's going to be to me always the Sunday after Thanksgiving's never as exciting for me. Don't have our Lions playing, which again we say we don't care anymore.
Man. You have all the leftovers.
You know what the thing is?
Eating, watching football.
I don't think football's ever going to be the same after Monday night. I think everything's going to be a letdown after that Chiefs-Rams game. Yeah, nothing can live up to that anymore.
That was really fun to watch.
But I mean, can anything ever live up to that? I think for the rest of our lives, we've been spoiled, and we'll never get that feeling again. We'll never have that Monday night Chiefs-Rams feeling again.
It was really good. It actually, just to go on a completely different path, what was your favorite game you've ever watched in your life? Do you still remember it?
Probably not, because I haven't had any good ones.
What do you mean?
As a Lions fan.
Oh, no, it doesn't have to be.
I know.
It doesn't have to be Lions. Like, yeah, that one's which game we lost. Like,
which game has been my favorite I've ever had to watch? It's the game that's coming up Saturday when Michigan beats Ohio State, and Michigan goes on to the Big Ten championship and then the playoffs. That will become my favorite game.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't know. Dude, U of M is, I'm not going to be a hater right now. U of M has been very good. It'll be a good game. If they get into it, they'll have a shot. But, I still like, it'll be interesting if they get a play like Bama or someone.
I just want them to get there. This will become my favorite game. Other than that, maybe Michigan's Rose Bowl win in 1997 over Washington State and Ryan Leaf when I was 11. I actually clearly remember that. That's probably my favorite game.
Yeah, God, I actually do remember that game too. I
was back when you were a Michigan fan.
Yeah, I know. Before I was a turncoat.
Yeah.
No, I was the one that sticks out in my head is the Super Bowl.
Patriots fell. That was
a big one too. But I was thinking, do you remember way back in the day?
Rams,
we were
Titans?
young.
Titans.
They tackled him on the one.
Yeah, that was
time expired.
That was a good game.
That was the one that got me.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
I was going to say, a lot of people would say when New York beat the Patriots, the catch against the helmet.
I wanted the Patriots to win, though.
I did too. Go figure.
I'm one of the people, for some reason, I've always wanted the Patriots to win. I don't know. It's not even a Tom Brady thing, like being a Michigan fan. It's not a Tom Brady thing for me. I don't even really like Tom Brady that much, necessarily. I like to see the dynasty, but I hate it in basketball. Right. I hate the Warriors.
Tell me if this is true. Tell me if this is true. I feel like there's almost, I would say a bell curve, but like a bell curve. And the better they do, it's almost like the higher it goes, the more you hate them. So you hit this where you start liking them because they're starting to win. Then they win too much. Yeah. And now you hate them. You hate them. You hate them. And then you come back around. It's kind of like LeBron, Jordan.
It happened to LeBron for me.
It happened with the Patriots. It happened with me where it's kind of like, I hate them. You know what? Let's see how far this can go. I'm cheering for them again.
And then, with the Warriors, I liked them. I liked the Warriors. Then I hate them. Now I hate them.
Now it's coming back.
And it won't ever come back because I hate them. They're just, I hate Kevin Durant. If they get rid of Kevin Durant, maybe. That guy
sounds like it's going to happen next week.
Kevin Durant's the kind of person where if he hears me saying crap about him on a podcast, which why would he? Who knows? He would never hear this, obviously. But if he did, he would actually respond because he's that immature.
Maybe I like KD though.
God, what's wrong with you?
I like watching him play.
Okay, this went off the rails.
Yeah, we're talking about basketball.
Okay, all right. So as we started this thing,
where were we?
Chiefs. We talked about how football will never be this. Talking about Chiefs Rams, just really shows it. The next game is Jacksonville at Buffalo. Can't wait for that game. That sounds exciting. Jacksonville is only 3-point favorites. 3 points. Against Buffalo. I have to go Jacksonville. 3 points. That's it. Oh, they've been bad, but Jacksonville 3-point favorites over low. Yeah.
Yeah, I go Jacksonville as well.
Then you got the games just don't equal to Chiefs Rams. Oakland at that sounds Baltimore's 11-point favorites.
11? Come on.
Right? See, even if I don't know who they have a quarterback. If they have Lamar Jackson, I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
It could be his coming out party kind of deal. I got to go. 11?
11. I'm going Oakland. Screw it. I don't even care.
Dude, it's actually crazy, but that is, besides the win last week, 5 games before that, they would have covered those.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, 11-point favorites. Baltimore.
All right.
Dang you.
We got San Francisco at Tampa with Jameis Winston leading the way. Tampa's 3.5-point favorites. I think I go Tampa because I think this is Jameis's good game. He will still be good. Yeah, his bad game's not till next week.
What's the point spread again?
3.5.
Yeah, I go Tampa.
Giants at Eagles. Eagles 6-point favorites against the Giants. You know what? I'm going Giants.
So I'm going Eagles.
I think better.
I too think it's a big bounce back for Wentz. I think that last game really hurt them. They need the win.
Yep.
They'll figure it out.
Cleveland at Cincinnati 3-point favorites. Didn't Cleveland? They beat the Falcons in their last game out. Was that right?
Every time I pick Cleveland, they do me wrong, and then when I don't, they do me wrong again. Hold it, Cleveland versus what? Cincinnati?
Yeah, Cincinnati's 3-point favorites at home. I'm going Bengals.
You know what? I'm going to go Cleveland.
You're going to ride with the Browns again.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with them again. So let's see if I can finally get it right.
New England at the Jets. New England is 9.5-point favorites.
I take New England.
Yeah, that's not that bad of a spread for me.
No, I thought it was going to be worse.
Yep. Seattle at Carolina. Carolina 3.5-point favorites.
Well, that'll be a good game.
And Carolina just lost to Detroit. they're pretty good at home though. I think they're a team that they're good. But Seattle's been good too.
I don't know how Seattle's doing it. I'm going to go Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carolina as well. Miami at the Colts. The Colts are 9-point favorites.
Dang it. I was really hoping it was going to be a closer one. I want to take...
Colts been playing pretty well.
Yeah, they've been, I'm going
to go Colts.
Winner of the last 4.
I don't think... Miami might have Ryan Tannehill playing again. I don't know what that means for him.
Yeah. I was hoping it was going to be smaller, but yeah, I'll go Colts as well.
We got Arizona at the Chargers. 12-point favorites. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm still going, I'm going to go Chargers though.
You go Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go Chargers too. I can't. Yeah, nothing I can't trust Arizona. Pittsburgh at Denver. So we got Pittsburgh at Denver. Pittsburgh 3-point favorites at Denver.
Pittsburgh 3-point favorites.
Yeah, I'll go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I go Pitt still.
Yeah, definitely go Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Then the Sunday night game, it's Green Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota's 3.5-point favorites.
I'm actually going Green Bay. I that one's maybe not the smart money, but I take Green Bay. I'm
gonna go Minnesota here. I think this is a game Minnesota's gonna win. I think just at home Sunday night, Kirk Cousins is gonna score a bunch of touchdowns for me. All right, and then Monday night, Tennessee at Houston. This isn't the same as Chiefs Rams, but we'll take it, I guess. Tennessee at Houston. Houston's 6-point favorites. They've been rolling.
I take Houston, man. I'm rolling with my boys.
Yeah, I'll go Houston here too. And so there we go. There is our point spread picks, which are sure to be great as always.
I feel good about these ones. I took this one very seriously.
We'll see how it goes, but all right,
we'll find out.
I think that'll do it. We'll talk to you guys next time.